Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sports Today. You note for the fact that India's hopes of actually getting a podium finish in the FIH Hockey World Cup came to an end after that. Of course, rather shocking defeat to New Zealand on penalties, but the rules of the tournament are such that you do end up having to play a classification for where it is you finish lower than that, because of course that is what determines the seedings, and of course for the FIH Pro League, Asian Games, other such tournaments. So that is why it's played. I mean, you can debate the necessity of it, but the simple fact of the matter is it exists. And India were playing, Japan in a classification match for spots 9th to 13th. Now, had India lost this match, India would have been competing against the team that lost the other match in the 9th to 13th for finishing either 12th or 13th. Good news is that India ended up winning the match, and they did so in rather comprehensive fashion, because it was an 8-0 rout, which should be told not many people were expecting would happen after the way the first half ended. Now, in the first two quarters, unfortunately for India, there was a lot of domination of possession. There were a few good chances made, but the Japanese players really did hold firm for the most part. So they did actually kind of frustrate the Indian players. The Indian players were probably frustrated themselves or at themselves for the fact that they ended up missing more than a few good chances, but more than made up for that in the second half. And the good news is, of course, they managed to keep a clean sheet. The other good news is they did actually show some prolificness from the penalty corners. That has been a problem for India in this tournament. Their penalty corner conversion probably hasn't been lived up to what it is that they would have expected it should have been. But in this match, you had Harmanpreet Singh was on fire. He was doing very, very well. In fact, most of the players actually took their chances of getting on the score sheet. And I think once, there were 3 or 4 goals in, it did pretty much appear like Japan just kind of gave up on the match, and they were just waiting and hoping that the match would end up getting over soon. That didn't really happen, because again the Indian players sniffed blood, they smelled the blood in the water, and they were pretty relentless, because they whatever chances it was that they were getting, they took. The Japanese players, again, as I said, they kind of look like they'd given up. So you wouldn't read too much into this scoreline, but as you have a commenter, it's Abhi Nag, pointing out in the comment section saying that where was this performance against New Zealand? Abhi, I think we're all wondering the exact same thing, because if this is what this team is capable of, then quite frankly, it is shocking that they're actually only playing in the classifications and not playing, in the semis or the quarters at the very least, because again, you'd have expected them to do much better, but unfortunately, this is the reality of the situation. Right now, the best they can do is a 9th place finish. And to answer your question, Naitik Parishar, no, it's not the last match. They still have one more match to play, and if they win that, then and only then will they end up finishing 9th place. That's the highest that they can be classified right now. So, the breaking news update, in case you're just joining us, India have thrashed Japan 8-0 and remain in contention to finish 9th in the FIH Hockey World Cup. Thank you all so much for joining us for this live update. We hope you enjoy our work, and if you do, you can show that love by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, subscribing to the channel, tapping the bell icon, and also, following us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you all for joining us. Bye-bye for now.